Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Sirgamma and today we are going to learn how to make chord progressions on any vocal that you have without even knowing music theory. So if you want to make chords or chord progressions, you must know the basics of music theory, but the method I'm going to teach you today will not involve anything to do with music theory. So you can make chords and progressions even if you do not know anything about theory, as I told in the starting. But still, if you want to learn basics of music theory, which is very helpful, and if you do not know, you should. I have a specific dedicated video on that which you can access through here after watching this video from the cards, in which you learn everything you need to know for the basics of music theory as a music producer or an artist if you are very much new to it. Like if you haven't learned anything about music theory, that video will teach you lots and lots of things which can help to speed up your workflow a lot. So let's get right into the video. Now we have our FL Studio 21 open. So right now we are inside FL Studio 21, and this vocal sample I have is from my original song named Pehli Barsat, which is sung by Shatakshi Bhargav, who is a good friend of mine. And also, if you want to hear to my originals and my music which I have released, you will have the link to that in my bio. And please let me know on my Instagram also if you like it. Okay, so let's hear how the vocal sounds like. It's very raw, like it's just basically comped and a little bit of EQ, a little bit of compression, nothing else. So it's very raw. Let's have a listen.
तेरी उलझी उलझी बातें, चुप चुप कर मुलाकातें, तेरी उलझी उलझी बातें, चुप चुप कर मुलाकातें, इन भीगी भीगी रातों में तड़पाती तेरी यादें.
There's not even a DSR on it because you can really listen to that S's and the T's and the ch's and the PBs also in the vocal. So it's very raw and we'll try to make a vocal chord on it. So first of all, if you are not aware of music theory, if you do not know how to play an instrument like a keyboard or a guitar, so the first thing that you have to do is find out the key or the scale. Find out the scale or the key of this particular vocal sample. If you'll take a vocal sample from a good sample pack, most probably you'll have the name of the scale and the BPM of that sample written on the top with the name of it, and we'll do that also. But if you have a vocal sample of which you do not know the BPM or the scale, so BPM is a whole different thing. Today we are talking about chords, so we'll talk about scale. But before we move ahead, I want to tell you something special. If you want to learn music production, mixing, mastering, or even music business, I am offering specialized, dedicated courses for all of these. And these are not video courses which are pre-recorded. These are live courses in person with me, online or offline. And you can access every detail you need to know about these on my website, which is sirgamma.com. And also mentioning the website, we have currently redesigned the website and added great educating articles about music business, beat licensing, and all of that stuff. Now, mentioning the beats, I also want to tell you that I sell beats online on my website, which is sirgamma.com/beats. So if you are a singer or a rapper, I might have the right beat for you. Let me know on Instagram if you like something. Also, for all my YouTube subscribers and my video viewers, I have specific limited time offers on all my courses, as you can see the timer going on my website. So grab the seats before all the seats are booked. And yeah, see you in there. Let's continue to the video. First of all, what you have to do is you have to go here, right click, open in pitch corrector, just like so. Now it will open it in new tone, and as you can see, the whole vocal has been kind of scattered on the piano roll, and from here we can shift it into an instrument making a MIDI loop of this vocal. So first of all, let's open a sampler, go here, click on this button, and now we have everything, every information which we have here in a piano in a MIDI roll. Let's copy it on FL keys and see how it sounds. Okay, it sounds a little bit awkward. That's because when someone sings, there are very minute micro modulations in the voice which changes the pitch, and when you convert that into MIDI, it takes every modulation as an individual and put it here. So it sounds a little bit awkward, but you get the gist of how the vocal sounded and how it sounds. It's very really similar. So what you have to do is go into the sampler, Now you have ghost notes here. So what you have to do is you have to see which notes are being used. So you can, you know, there are some notes that you can miss, like I think so this one, because here in G sharp you can see just a little bit of this, like this is a very micro modulation which is not even a word or a breath sound, something like that. So we have to see where are the major notes relying. So first of all, which I can see here is this one. Let's do it like this. And the second, this one, there's nothing except this, so I'm guessing this is a breath sound or a very micro modulation. The next big one is this, and then I guess this, and then it's this, and this is also the same thing. So there's nothing in the whole audio except this one little thing, and I'm guessing it's a modulation. And then I have this one, then here we have major things, and I guess this is also some kind of a mistake or something. So let's leave here, and then we go back to, let's not do this, and then let's go back here, G, which is also G here. Okay, now if we come down a little bit, so we have this and we have this. Okay, so how to figure out which scale it is in? See, I know basics of music theory, so I know which scale it is right now, and also it's my song, so I know in which scale it was recorded and produced. If you do not know anything about that, what you can do is go here to this little icon. Let's select a major scale. And let's compare the notes of the notes that we have and the notes which are there in the major scale. So this one is not here. This is fine, 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 fine. Then this is not here. Can be a major scale, but let's see one more possibility. Let's go to a minor and let's stamp a minor scale here. If we start from this fits, and this one doesn't. This also fits, but F sharp doesn't. This. Okay, so here we have comparison with two scales. Now what we'll do, we are confused if it's major or minor because both of these most probably are going hand in hand. So what we'll do, we'll compare the rest of the audio with it so that we know which scale is fitting better. So let's do the same thing which we did earlier here. So we go here. This one is making a note, this one is, this one is, this one is, and this one is. So these are the major places, I think, and this one. Yeah. So these are the major notes which are most prominent in the whole audio. So these are the notes which needs to be there. Which scale is using these notes? Now let's go again. Let's make a major scale from here. See, the third note here, which is A sharp, is not in the major one. Now let's take a minor scale here, here. See, the first four notes are exactly lining with the minor scale. So this is a G minor scale because it is starting with a G. First of all, we figured out which scale it is, major or minor, but now the root note, how I knew that it is G minor. So we'll figure out that as well. When you stamp out a minor scale, just like this, if you select it, if you place, like, try placing all the notes as close as possible to the notes that you have. Yeah. One is this possibility, which is matching with these four in the starting. And let's copy it so that we are not confused. And another possibility that we can find is where all the four notes match with the minor scale is this. Yeah. So the root note is the first note of that scale. So if it's G minor, G is the root note of that. If it's C major, the C is the root note of that. And it'll get very much clear if you watch that music theory video, if you want to learn it. If you do not, that's fine. So these are the two possibilities. One is D minor because the root note is D, and one is G minor because the root note is G. Now, in both the cases, all the four notes are exactly matching the four notes with the audio. Now let's start going up there as well. So if I copy the exact scale and start it with D again, this, which is a very prominent note, is not matching with our D minor scale. It's leaving that out. Now if we go with the G, let's take it ahead here and let's take it back with the audio. Now if I do the same, see, in G minor, I do not have to do that even. All the notes, all the major notes are being covered. So this one is also covered because F is a part of G minor, which you can see here and here as well. These are the breath sounds or some micro modulations which I told, which are to be neglected. So that's how I knew this scale is in G minor. That's how you can also, compare all the major and minor scales together and see in which scale it is. Now we'll go into FL keys. Now we know it's a G minor scale. Now let's listen to the audio. The first thing we have to see is where exactly we have to put our chords. Yeah. So I guess. So the first chord will be on ulji when ulji starts. One. And when the bate starts, so it's second. So it's just my instinct. Like you can put long chords and you can put short chords. We'll try to do everything that I can with this audio. Here, 3. Here's a long chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So let's starting putting chords in the second part of the audio because it's more filled and there are less gaps. So it will be easier for us to put chords here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So very basic structure, nothing much complicated. We are just putting straight chords on every bar, I guess. Yeah. So let's bring this pattern here. Now take it off, put it in the sampler so that you cannot hear it, but you can still see it. Open FL keys. Now we have to see which note is sounding good with the audio. Yeah. And that note should be in G minor scale. And if you do not know about which note is in the scale, you can just go here, take out minor natural and stamp it here so that you have a reference. If you do not knew that you can stamp chords like this and scales like this, just go into the video which will pop up right here and it will show you various tips and tricks you can use in FL Studio to enhance and speed up your workflow. Okay, cool. Now let's get back at it. It can work, but this one sounds better to me. Kind of sounds fine to me. Now let's make chords. Now, if you are making a major chord, the formula of that is 0, 4, 7. I'll show you what it means. And if you are making a minor chord, the formula of that is 0, 3, 7. Now do not get confused between major minor chords and major minor scales. These are totally different things. You can have major and minor, both the chords, in major and minor, both the scales. So every major scale has a minor chord also, a major chord also. Every minor scale has a minor chord also and a major chord also. Just count it as 0, right? Here, 0. Then count up to 3 or 4. 0, 1, 2, 3. Now see, if the 3 note on the count 3 is in the scale or not, it's C. Now it's in G minor. So yes, we'll use that. Then we go to 4, 5, 6, 7. Now the 7 is not here. So we have to go with 6. So it is a little bit confusing, but you just have to stay focused on the scales, on the notes which are in the scale. You'll get all of this knowledge in the music theory video, but you just have to follow the notes which are in the scale. Cool. Now here G, we'll go to 0, 1, 2, 3, and then you go here 7. Again we go here and then here we go to the minor chord. For some reason I didn't think that A chord was sounding better in the starting. Like they sound good when they are slipped in between some chords, but it didn't sound good, so I changed the first chord also to G minor. And the second one I'll have to shift somewhere like C here. So I changed a little bit things in the first section here. So I did first G minor and then I changed this chord. I used A as the second note of the chord, which was of F major, just like this. So if we count from F, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, then go 5, 6, 7. So it's an F major chord. Sounds good to me. Then we go forward. Good. Now from here, let's start making chords again. Now let's make a C minor here. Let's bring this chord back again here. Okay, so now that's how these chords will sound. Let's listen to it once. Now, the problem is that the first section of the chord sounds very warm and the second half of the section of the chord sounds very high pitched, and we do not want it to sound like this. So what we'll do, we'll take all the notes which are here in the upper octave, which are very high, these notes, and we'll shift them down one octave. Sounds warmer. Now we'll go a little bit advanced and we'll add layers of depths to the chords. Just like this, we'll add some notes in all the octaves. So now I've added some layers of the similar notes, which are like the same notes which are in the chord, to a little bit lower layer of the piano so that it sounds full of bass and it sounds warm and good. So let's hear how it sounds. So let's take this note off here. Sounds beautiful. Now the problem is it sounds very robotic. So like this is not the topic of this video. Like you now have made the chord out of a vocal sample, but now still, because it's not sounding that good to me, I'll just press Alt S on my keyboard and the strum tool will open. So now I'll handle the velocities here, the tension, and it will humanize the piano a little bit more. So like just like a human is playing it. So I'll also lower a little bit of volume of FL keys and see how it sounds. So it sounds like someone is playing this piano. Now we need a little bit gap in this one because the audio is not that cluttered like the second half. So I guess we do not need this chord here. And we'll stretch it out here. Let's see how it sounds. Just the same here. Now let's see how it sounds overall from the starting. Now what we can do is, just to enhance this a little bit more, we can make these chords go in like 4 times. You'll know what I mean by saying this. Just like so. Copy these here. Let's see how it sounds. Sounds good. So like you can experiment with the adjustment of these chords also. like the placements. So now let's head on to another audio and see. Now this is audio which I pulled up from Kashmir sample pack, and it's not my own recorded. First of all, let's stretch this audio to the BPM of our sample. The BPM of audio is 110, as you can see here, and it has also been mentioned that it's in A minor, so you do not have to figure out the key of the sample because it's mentioned here already. Now let's listen how this sample sounds. First of all, open it in pitch corrector, clone this in this FL keys or in the sampler only. Let's do it in sampler. Here. Now we have the notes. Let's do it in FL keys and see how it sounds first. It might sound a little bit awkward here. Okay, so sorry, this is the G minor scale that we stamped in here. What exactly happening is that the BPM of the sample was different, so this MIDI roll is in that particular BPM, so we have to make it according to the BPM of the project, and we have to do it manually. So let's turn on the metronome. Okay, now we have converted this audio as per this BPM in MIDI. Let's hear how it sounds. Okay, now let's make chords. First of all, what you have to do is pick up this, put it in the sampler, go to FL keys. Now let's see the prominent notes which are here in the melody, which is this. Just like this. I think these are the very simple and very good chords. Now the scale was in A minor. In A minor we have all the white notes. So let's see what chords we can make here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is C major, 5, 6, 7, and similarly here C major. Now here also. Now let's go to E, 0, 1, 2, 3. It's in A minor, 4, 5, 6, 7. Similarly, we'll copy it out here. Now we'll do the same thing. We'll add a little bit of notes to the upper octave so that it sounds good and not flat here. We'll make it a little bit brighter. Sounds perfect. So that's how you can make chords out of any vocal audio sample, even if you do not know anything about music theory. So now this video is a part of my YouTube video series, Music Production Tutorials by Sirgamma. But I also have a YouTube video series which is very important for every independent artist to watch. The name of that series is All About Music Business for Independent Artists, in which I tell each and everything you should know about music business, about where to register your songs if you release it, if you have even one song released out, where in which societies it should be registered, so you own everything and every penny that your song is making. Because if you think that the distributor is the only one who will pay you money which your song earns via Spotify and Apple Music and YouTube, etc., that's the biggest lie that you know in the music industry. There are 7 different areas from where you have to collect your money, and if you do not know about it, you have to watch my YouTube video series, All About Music Business for Independent Artists. You get the link to that here, and the same thing in the description. Okay, so now the most important thing also which will help you to make your music production or your music career way better than it is right now is subscribing this channel. It is one of the most important thing that you can do, and also it's very important for me because it motivates me and helps me to make more and more videos for you guys, exhaust my time and money on this, and I'm teaching here everything for free. So please give me a subscribe, and if you liked what I taught in the video, please please like this video as well and share it with your friends, producer friends and artist friends. So also, if you want to support me directly, you will have a link to buy me a coffee in my description. You can go check it out, and if you want to support me. And also, please follow me on Instagram. Username of my Instagram will be somewhere here, and also the link in the description. And I've also launched my beat store on my website, on which there are bulk deals and a lot of exclusive discounts and offers and free giveaways as well. I'm doing it right now, so please check that out also from my description. That's it. Let's see you in another video, another Friday, with another topic, another insightful knowledge about music production, music business and mixing and mastering. Till then, stay safe, take care, bye bye, stay hydrated, peace out.